Okay, hi everyone. Here we are again at the Global Empowerment Hubs, and we are at the summit. This is the last week, and we have 3 more days to go. And I'm here with Karishma. We will explain you something very special that we planned for tonight. If you would like to join us, then what you need to do, you have to go into the Zoom room, and you need to join us in this specific Zoom room. And we will give you some different experience, but we don't want to share because it's an open circle, so we don't want to give out secrets of people, so it will be a bit more intimate. Karishma, tell us a little bit about listening circles. What are they? What's behind it? Tell us a little bit more about it.
Thank you, Andrea. So the reason why I started Listening Circle back in 2017 was because I went through a very horrible breakup after 8 years of being in a relationship, and I had no one to basically hear me out, and I decided that the best way to also help people who are in similar situations, not just breakups, but any other form, is to basically open up a listening circle. A lot of other NGOs, a lot of people were doing it as well. And a listening circle works as people come together and they just express what is on their minds. They talk about whatever that they're going through, whatever they feel, um, anything basically they want to share. It's more about just expressing yourself, or you could just sit and you could just listen to someone else express themselves and maybe feel good about what they say. It's a very safe space, and it comes from a non-judgmental point of view. So there's no judging involved. There is obviously no racism. There is no, I don't care whether you're yellow, black, white, green, blue, whatever skin color you are, everyone is open to join the listening circle, whatever the age you are as well, whether you're 12 years old, whether you're 22, whether you're 42, it really doesn't matter. It's just more about being in your comfort zone and just being around people. All of us want to be heard, right, these days, especially because we don't really have that space to go to. We don't really have a lot of people that we are comfortable talking to. And sometimes talking to strangers is easier than talking to, your loved ones, because your loved ones or your friends you would obviously have this thing that they are going to judge me at the end of the day. And strangers also would not really give you advice because they would think 100 times before giving you advice. They don't even know you. So a listening circle is more about just listening to people. It's not necessary that you would give advice. It's not necessary that you need to even attend it to seek advice. It's more about, okay, this is what I'm feeling today, and that's about it. That's how I started Listening Circle back in 2017, and I've been doing it ever since. And sometimes I would just listen to people. I do have obviously a professional background, so I am allowed to give advice. But I would refrain from giving advice. It's only when the person asks for it, then of course I would. I remember the first listening circle that I started. I was actually even talking to someone about politics. And to be honest, I don't know anything about politics. And politics is not even my interest. But it's because that person just wanted to talk about it. I was like, okay, I'll just listen to you. But I have no idea about politics at all. So I think it's about listening circles about obviously listening to the person and genuinely listening to people around you. Not just listening for the sake of listening. It's listening to be there, listening to be present, listening to, if you want to understand the person, and you empathize with them, not sympathize, but more empathize with them, then the circle is for you. Um, it it it's quite it was obviously quite tedious for me, coming from, obviously I have a hearing loss disability and I only had 1 year that I could give to people. But it was fun at the same time, because sometimes I wouldn't really hear the words properly, and then I would ask the person back and they'd actually start laughing, because, and I don't mind that. It's not a disrespect to my disability for me. It's more that, okay, they came from a serious point of view and now they're laughing. So I actually made them laugh. And it's just, like when you go out with friends, you go out for dinners, you have drinks together, and you're just laughing and you're having fun, and then you have serious conversations, and maybe one or two friends will tear up, maybe the others might just dance, maybe the others might just cry. It's exactly like that. It's a circle, it's a safe space, it's a safe circle. I like to call it the magic circle because that's where all the magic happens. That's where you will hear people open up a lot about some of the issues that they've been keeping for years. And it is quite magical to see how they open up, and sometimes they don't even realize that's what they're going through, basically.
I have two
Yeah,
questions. The one of them is like it doesn't have to be anything serious, right? It can be how was your
it doesn't.
day, right?
It
It's
doesn't.
not like
Exactly.
a psychological
Exactly.
analysis or anything. It's
No,
just an
it's
open
not.
sharing,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
And then the
Yeah.
second question is, can anyone start a listening circle?
Anyone can start a listening circle, but you have to be careful in the sense that if you're not a professional, so let's say you're not a psychologist, or you're not a psychiatrist, or you're not a therapist, then you of course have to specify that it's just you who's going to listen to whatever the person's going through, and you are not fit to give advice. um, so you have to specify that. So even if you want to start a listening circle, you can as well. Even if Jag wants to start a listening circle, she can. Whoever wants to start a listening circle, they can. But provided if you're not a professional, then it's always good to specify. Also, it's very good to specify that it's a non-judgmental space, because people are afraid to join circles, of course, when there are strangers, or even if there are people that they know, because they are afraid that someone else might judge them. And especially when you're not a professional, they may think that you may judge them. But ideally, if you look at people that do listening circles, it is people who have experience in doing them, or they're professionals. Yeah.
Thank you very much. So tonight we will do a listening circle together. I see that there are people lining up in the room, so I'm super happy that we can do that. So what we will do is, after we finish the YouTube stream, if you're watching this later or just right now between 8 o'clock and 9 p.m. Malaysia time today, then you can still join us to the Zoom room. You have the link on the website in a schedule. You just have to click on the session title tonight, and you will see the Zoom room, and you can join us anytime until 9 p.m. And if you are rewatching it, then you can just reach out to Karishma. So Karishma, tell us a little bit about where people can reach out to you, and where are these listening circles that you are leading before we start the activity in the Zoom room.
Yeah, so you can reach out to me on LinkedIn, Karishma Valliappan. You can reach out to me on Instagram. You can reach out to me on even Facebook. I go by the same name, Karishma Valliappan, on all of them. And also, currently, I am going to start another listening circle end of the year in December. I usually do them on Facebook, but this time I might do them on Zoom as well, so that I can see people. It's open to everyone around the world. It's not just that you've got to be in Malaysia and you can join. You can be in the UK, you can be in the US, you can be anywhere. You can join from anywhere. So, yeah.
Yeah, I would be happy to feature it on the hub so that people
Thank you.
can reach out and find you. And that's the future, the music of the future, as we say in Hungary. So now we will go back to the room. Thank you very much for those who tuned in. This is kind of like an intimate circle. We want to keep it safe, so we will not stream it to YouTube, but as I said, you can still join us for 1 hour in the Zoom room with the other people who joined already. And thank you very much for watching on YouTube.